Hey there, how are you doing? Here I am at Magic Box. It's late at night and I'm just filming this little video with an in-depth view of this. And this is Infinity Watch 3.0. And there's a reason why I want to film this video. Because I want to give you a little bit more of an insight to exactly what the watch is, why I think it's better, and why I've been using it for the last 2 years. So here we go. So first of all, I'll be totally honest with you. I am a working magician. If you don't already know me, I am a working magician. I do close-up magic. I do family shows. I do stage shows, and I do quite a lot of weddings and stuff. And I've been using this, the Infinity Watch, extensively for the last 2 years, maybe even longer. I think it might have been 2020 when we first got these in. I've looked at lots of other watches in the past. And we're going to go into a second why I think this is better, but I'm going to mention the other ones now. And these are the other watches, which some of them we've had in here at Magic Box, some of them the staff have had, some of them I've had, and this is why I think this one's the best. So the first one which we tried was the Turner watch. If you're watching this, you probably already know what the Turner watch is. It's a similar sort of style of watch. The spectator names a time, the watch is preset at that time. Yes, you can do other stuff with various different watches, including this one, which we'll go into in a second. So there's the Turner watch, there's the Timesmith watch, and there's also a new one on the market called the Patata watch. All great watches. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that they are a lot more expensive than this. This is by far the cheapest one on the market. Those are all, you know, really, really expensive compared to this. And the other major problem with them, which I don't like about them, and the reason I didn't buy any of those, was because they all use an app on your phone. Now, if you're a worker, you'll know that setting an app up to connect to something else while you work and doing close-up magic's never great. I have colleagues who've got the Turner watch and we've been in performance situations where they've used the voice recognition, which sets the watch. Never works. Never works unless you're in a totally quiet room, total silence, and it hears your exact words. In a normal work environment, that's just not going to happen. It's not practical at all. You've also got to, of course, have your phone on you. When I'm working personally, I don't carry the phone with me. It's either in the car or in the case. You have to make sure the phone's on, make sure it's connected, make sure the app's up to date, then connect it to the watch, then the connection drops. It's just not practical at all. The amount of times that Tom here at the shop has been trying to do the Turner watch in an impromptu situation, he's had to go out of the room, come back, and he says, oh, I can't get the app connected. So that's just a perfect example. So that's the problem with those three. The other watch, and this one we have stocked and I have used before, is João Miranda's The Watch. João Miranda's The Watch is probably, in my opinion, the closest to this one, to the Infinity Watch. But again, it had its problems, which we'll go into, which this one's better with in a minute. The watch with João Miranda's, you had to take the back off the watch and put a battery in, connect the battery, then put the back on again. Now turn the remote on and connect the two together. Now you had to do that working, you know, whether you were out and about, was a bit of a nightmare. This version, you don't have to do any of that at all. This literally connects within seconds to the remote. There's no turning the watch on, no taking the back off, nothing like that. Also, I found the João Miranda watch looked okay. Like, I thought it looked like quite a nice watch, but it just wasn't reliable. Lots of times I demoed it in the shop and it wasn't really working properly. It didn't really connect very well. Charging was also a bit of an issue on it as well. You had to take the battery out of the watch, take the thing off, take the battery out, which you had to do just to turn the watch off. So at the end of the show, you had to unscrew the back of the watch, unplug the battery, take the battery out, put the back on, take the battery, put it somewhere. And again, you had to do the same thing charge. So it wasn't practical at all. So that's the different ones on the market. There might be other ones that I don't know about. There's other various watches which have tilt switches in them. So you would generally hold the watch like this, and when they name the time, you tilt it, which goes right back to, I think, the collector's workshop days. And this used to do this as well in the Infinity Watch 2.0, but this is better. So first of all, this is how it comes. It comes in this box here. It comes with obviously the watch in there, the remote control, which I'll go into in a minute. The other reason this is better than João Miranda's is it's got a screen on it, which I'm going to come back to in a second. It comes with some prediction stuff, the instructions, charging cables, all that sort of stuff in there. In fact, I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer now, and then I can show you exactly what you're going to get. Let me just bring this down here so you can get a really good close-up of everything that comes in the box here. Yeah, so this is it here. This is the remote. The watch also comes in different styles, different colors. This is my personal favorite one, is the black and the silver. This is my personal watch, which I use all the time. It also comes in this one. It also comes in a gold case with a white face, or a silver case with a white face. So there's 4 different styles to choose from. So into the watch quickly, I'm going to give you a real in-depth view of how the watch works. I'm not breaking any rules here, by the way, because this is already explained pretty much in the demonstration and how it works. So the first thing is, no other watch on the market does this, as far as I'm aware of, is you can pull the pin out and you can turn that crown. Okay, you can't do this on the other watches. This watch also tells the time as a normal watch, so you would set the time just as you normally would, and you can wear this every day as a normal watch, and you'd never know the difference. So at the start of the routine, the end of the routine, you can take that out. You can have this examined if you want. You can rotate that pin. Now, to connect the watch is super simple, and I actually do this in performance. I would normally have this on the wrist. To turn the watch on, you just turn the little button on the bottom here on, and you'll get the power. It just told me the power there. I missed that on the camera, but it says searching. Now, all you've got to do now is turn the watch over for 3 seconds, and you will get connected. Now, it's telling me the watch power there. Okay, so there we go. It's now connected. You see it's in mode 1, which is M1. We'll come back to that in a second. Now, in performance, I would actually have this on my wrist, and I'd take the watch would be in my pocket. And as I'm talking to the spectator, I would turn it on my pocket, and as I'm gesturing like this, I just turn my hand over for that 3 seconds. That activates the watch. I can feel this buzzes, by the way. This vibrates as well to tell you that it's turned on, and that's it. You're ready to go. So you've got the remote in your pocket, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you exactly how this works. You say to the spectator, look, I've got my watch here, and I'm going to set this to a time. And I'm not going to go into the full routine that I do, but I patter on about, they're going to name some numbers in a moment. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set this watch to 12 o'clock. Now, 12 o'clock is the crown time. This is what you have to set the watch to initially to sync it with the remote. You can reset this anytime you want. So I've set it to 12 now, push the pin in. It's now ready to go. I now take the remote control in my pocket. I'm going to key in the hour. And when I key in the hour, it'll already start to go to that hour, okay? So I'm going to hit, let's think about this just so you can see. I'm going to put 9. So I'm going to put 09. I'm going to come back to the remote in a minute to show you exactly how this works. I'm going to put 0, which is there, and 9, which is there. Watch. Now you'll see it's already heading towards 9. And the reason it's heading towards 9 is it's now waiting for me to input the minutes. Now it's already going to 9. It'll stop at 9. I can put the minutes in now. Don't have to wait for it to stop. It's now at 9. Now I'm going to put the minutes in. Let's say 20. So I'm going to key in 2 and 0. And there we go. Now you might hear that on the camera. That's now vibrating quite heavily. Every time you press the button, it vibrates once. When you've inputted 4, it gives you like a long brr. And then when you've got to the time on the watch, it gives you a really long that really long is telling you that it's safe to turn the watch over to now at the preset time. Okay, so the watch would be face down. You could even get the spectator could put this in their pocket. They could put it wherever out the way. I normally have it face down in the hand like this while I'm pressing the remote control. All right, so that's that. It's super easy to do. I'm going to tell you how to turn the watch off in a second, but back to the remote control. One of the things the remote control has, which none of these other watches have, is this little screen here. Now, the screen tells you what time the watch is at. It also tells you what mode it's in. This is different things you can do with the watch, different effects. We're just going to really talk about the one today. Also, you'll see that the buttons on the bottom 2 buttons here, are recessed into the remote, so you can't press these by accident. These are to change your modes, by the way. The number 5, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, also has a little sort of raised bit on it, so you can feel that in your pocket. But in all honesty, if you just chuck this into your pocket, I can normally reach in and I can feel, and I'm feeling for where the smooth bit is, which is the screen. So that's how I know I've got it the right way up. I'm just feeling for that screen. Now, when they name the number, you have 0 here, and of course you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a 0 at the bottom. Now you can key in either 24 hours or 12 hours. So let's say the spectator says 1 o'clock. You can put 0, 1 or 13. I normally put 0. So let me just hold this here. So you can see I'm going to put 0, 1. There, it's already away. And let's say 15, 15. So there we go, it's going to go to 1:15. I'm getting that long buzz again to say that it's there. Now the longest this ever takes to get from the extreme to one of the others, the longest it'll ever take is 25 seconds. So if you can't patter for 25 seconds, you're doing something wrong. You can even do it in 2 stages, like I said before. So you could be pressing the hour, name a number between 1 and 12 for me. 10, great, you key in 10. Any reason why you were thinking of 10, any blah, 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 why you were thinking of number 10 is the time you get up, is the time you go to bed. By that point, it's already at the hour by now. We've already pattered for 15 seconds already. Now you just got to key in the actual minutes, and it'll go to the minutes within just a couple of seconds, and you'll get that long buzz to tell you it's done. That's the basics of the watch and how it works. The other great thing is to turn the watch off. All you need to do is literally flip the remote on the bottom, that little button there, turn it off, goes off, that's it. This watch will now disconnect from the remote within 30 seconds and it's off. So now you can just chuck that in your case and do whatever. I'll be honest, I don't wear this watch as an everyday watch. You certainly can, it tells the time. I normally have this in the close-up case and I have a regular watch on. When I get to the show I'm performing at, I take my regular watch off, put it in the case, put this one on, put the remote in my pocket and I go, and I'm off to go. I love the fact that there's no setup for this. You can just get it out, turn it on, it's ready to go. And when you finish your close-up show, I take this off, turn it off, put that in the case, turn the remote off, and you don't have to worry about it. You know it's ready to go again. Charging, super easy. There's a charging port in the bottom of the remote here to charge this up. It tells you the power when you first turn the remote on, so it'll actually tell you, yep, and then now it's searching again for the watch, which I'll just turn it over, and it'll tell you the power of the watch as well in a second. There you go. So it's saying I've got 98% in the watch. The watch battery in here is a regular 32 watch battery, which you can just replace yourself at home, or any jewelers can replace it. It does say on the advert that it'll last around about 4 years. That's standby time. I'll be honest, I've just changed the battery in my watch and it's lasted nearly 3 years. So I would say you get a good couple of years out of that before you have to change the battery. Batteries are pennies, they're like £3, £4 each on eBay. There's loads of other things you can do with this. I'll be honest, I only use that one mode. The other thing that the watch can do is if you don't have the remote with you and the remote's not connected, you can do a prediction. So you can take the watch off and you can say to somebody, I'm going to write a prediction down. You write something on a piece of paper, put it on the table, you give them the watch, you say I want you to pull the pin out and I want you to set the watch to a time, so you can see them setting it to the time. Now I know what you might set that time to something that you're conscious with. Maybe it's the time you get up, the time you go home, the time you have your lunch. So now turn the watch face down. So now they'll turn the watch face down and they'll keep turning that pin until you're happy to stop. You stop. Spectator stops. As soon as they push the pin in, the watch knows that it's face down and it's not connected to the remote. It'll now go whoop and set itself to the preset time that you've already set. So you'll have that as a force time. When they turn the watch over, it's automatically set at your preset time, which is your prediction. So that's something else you can do. Another really cool thing you can do, because it's got a screen on it, if the spectator, if you give them the watch and you get them to set it to any time they want, they pull the pin out and turn this to a time, and remember the time, it'll tell you what time they've set it to on the remote control. So you could just be standing with this in your hand or behind your back or whatever, and you can just glance down and see what it is. I really can't praise this enough. It's the Infinity Watch 3.0. It's the best one on the market. It's the cheapest one on the market. And I really can't recommend it enough. If you'd like to know any further information about the watches, like I say, I use it every day, day in, day out. I know all about it, everything that it can do, how it works. If you've got any questions or queries, just give me a shout, hit me up on email or on Facebook, or even give us a ring at the shop, or even call into the shop if you'd like to do that. Anyway, that gives you a really good, thorough rundown, hopefully, on why we think this is the best watch on the market. See you soon.